this is going to be the show that you'll always it'll be a big unique experience because you'll go, wow, that guy killed himself right after that show.
That would be great. There would be like, yeah, to be the night of like, hey, you guys, just so you know, you not laughing at my jokes was so bad that I'm ending it tonight.
I have enough saves like that where
Yeah.
I just know how to save a fucking line.
But do you ever have you ever had the point where it's like, so for any of the laymen out there, any of the muggles,
what do you mean? Like,
let's get into comedy.
Attitude?
They love comedy talk, but
I love talking shop.
I know, I do too. But,
this is the kind of stuff.
But the most people driving a forklift don't give a fuck about the intricacies of our art. Right?
Oh well,
they don't
when you call it like that, yeah, when you're calling it the interest. I'm just down to talk about times I've bombed.
Yes, okay, the
I'm
bombing.
I'm down to talk about like.
But this is the problem too, is I don't know what anyone fucking wants. You talk about bombing,
shit.
And they all go, "Shut the fuck up!" And then you talk about something that's going well in your life. They're like, "This is shit." You can't. They all fuck off. They go, "Fuck you."
You can't please anybody.
Fuck you unless you pay for the Patreon.
Well, it's just so funny. It's because like normally I don't really check the comments on stuff that I do, but on my own podcast and my special, the comments get sent to my email.
What's your special?
Oh, it's called Thin Lips, and it's on YouTube. So check it out.
Check it out, Brendan Sagalow, great comedian, one of the boys.
Thin Lips. I'll get the emails of the comments. Like I'll get emails of people commenting. Okay. So I just see it.
Well, you can turn that off. You know you can.
I know I can turn it off. I know. I'm like blaming. I'm like, the only reason I see is because of this thing that I can't stop. No, I see. I also could not click them.
Crazy.
I could not expand it. But yeah, I'll see like shit on my podcast where it's like nobody's fucking happy. People will be like, let's get a solo app. And then I'll do like 20 minutes in the beginning of the podcast to just talk or whatever.
Yeah.
And people are like, 20 minutes of you just talking?
God.
Get to it.
Yeah.
And, I literally was laughing this morning because I checked like there was a comment that came up on my email and it said something like worst episode ever, and I was like, these people really are the comic book guy from The Simpsons. You know what I'm talking about? Are we checking the levels here?
Yeah. No,
am I too loud? Talk. Talking loud, showing you my vocal range, and then I whisper.
Yeah, no, you're coming into light for some reason.
Oh, light? Okay.
According to this, hello.
Hello.
Oh, no. I'm just too stupid. I was looking at my levels and I wasn't talking, and I was going, that's coming in so low.
You're like, it's not even making a dent.
Genuinely, I was looking at my own levels going, that doesn't make any sense. All right, sorry about that, folks.
Yeah,
but all these, the comments or whatever.
Doesn't matter.
But that's what, truly too, whatever. But now we've given them, this is the problem too, I've complained about loads of stuff that I've given them the flame, that like the trolls learn how to
here's
really
the thing
bug you.
too, it's like, people are gonna do it. It doesn't matter. And what? We're comics. We can't fucking take it.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. But the point is,
comics look like pussies when you complain about the
that's true. That's
comments.
True.
And that is coming from a guy who put a whole rap song about not being mean to me in the comments before my special. But that's art.
No, but I encourage. Yeah, that's not bad. All I'm saying is the intro thing is one of the most frustrating things in the world, where it's just like, I'll do a 20-minute, rather than do a solo episode or with a guest, I'll do a little 20-minute. I'll tell you this funny anecdote. 20 minutes is all I need to do, and we move on with our day.
Yeah.
And they're all like, no!
Right.
I have to skip again?
Right, yeah.
How
I have
dare
to
you?
click,
What's
click,
next?
click.
What's next? You can't skip through the fucking, like, ads? Like, what the fuck? How
I
dumb
had
are
a
you?
fucking hilarious comment that was like, if this guy's not faking it, I'll show you. I took a screenshot of it. If this guy's not like putting on a character of a troll, like this is exactly, and I read it just like this. Like in that like Discord Reddit voice, you know what I'm talking, that 4chan voice that's like, oh, we're the opponents, you know, like shit like that. This is exactly. I've never watched this, but I am because of Joe List. Thought I'd give you a chance, Sag, but I gotta say, bad start. It's so fucking. There's so, and it goes on and on and on. And then the last sentence is, "I'll watch the rest of your podcast, though. It better get better." And it's like, What do you think you're my boss?
Or what?
Who are you?
I love that the
that's got to be a character.
Dude, the comments sit you down. They'll call you into the office one day. Me and the rest of the boys have decided to let you know.
Look, Sagalow, you're bad start. Okay, but we're gonna give you another chance.
Hey, listen, it's not lost. It's not lost. We just gotta check in. Is everything okay at home?
Just the ego of being in a fucking apartment where the window is above your head.
That was so funny. Then like Reddit's another one too, where it's like some of the feedback, because I just see people's clips on like stand up or whatever, and it's always
funny because I don't put a lot of clips on.
But I just read other people's comment, like no matter what it is, you'll just have literally there'll be a viral clip by someone, pretty decent joke, and it's like Jeffrey Asmus or something, and then literally just be some guy gone, no idea what everyone's laughing at, absolutely not funny.
Of course,
you're looking at the world around, like as he's telling us the earth is flat, it's like that's the level of these guys.
Right. So they think they're the arbiters. All these people are nuts. You know what the internet is? I figured it out. Okay, the internet. We look at the internet like we got
us. A scoop.
Yeah. Like it's us. Like it is a part of like our world. When the internet is just another state where every single person New Yorkers are rude, Californians are laid back. The people on the internet think that they're like the arbiters of the zeitgeist. Yeah. That they're like, I know they're all ego assholes that are like, I'm going to leave a comment about this. If you have the thought, I'm going to leave a comment, unless you're nice and
even then it's just like, bro,
I'm trying not to like completely shit on people
I do it
that
a lot,
do that.
Dude. That's the only problem is I've burnt a lot of these people, but I think it comes from the kind of the same place of like just like.
I think if you're cool about it and you're
I leave comments on friends' videos and things like that because it's kind of like I feel like I'm helping push the cart a little.
Right. I also appreciate when like you can tell someone in a comment is a normal person who's like, wow, this was really fun. Thanks for doing this. Yeah. Or like, oh man, you got eczema. I actually also have eczema. You can use this to, or like whatever. You can always tell when someone's kind of normal, but when somebody is like, I talked about Green Day in that episode and someone went, this episode sucks. Green Day hasn't been good since fucking 1996. We did a full like an hour and a half, and I talked about Green Day for 20 minutes, and the full episode
you're
sucks.
Fucked. Sorry, dude.
And you go, you're a fucking nut, dude. You're a nut. But that's the thing. And this is a great transition because yesterday I did a show where the show was horrible, whatever. And I'm wearing a shirt that's the Eminem's new album on the shirt. Yeah. And a lady comes in late. A young fucking,
sexy ass fucking hot big
sexy
just a
motherfucker.
Sexy 21-year-old.
She was all right.
Just a fucking
She was okay. They're babies now to me.
That's fine. That's great.
And that's great. And that's why I'm hard.
I'm telling you, if you're a 5 but you're 22, you're a 10. That's
the math.
You get old enough, ugly women just become hot because they're young. That kind of is the way it is. Yo, dude, I'm dating a 21-year-old.
You go, just wait till I'm 40. You're gonna be so hot.
It's like a guy who has a BMW or something, and you go, dude, it's a piece of shit. You go, it's a BMW. It's a 19-year-old. I'm dating a 19-year-old. Bro, she's no teach.
So yeah, dude, these like. Yeah, whatever. So she was like 20-something, and she was like an intern or whatever. And she just sits down late, and she sits, and she goes, she comes in late. Cunt. She already is late. She sits down in the front row, sees my shirt, and goes, I love Eminem, but that album sucks. Oh. And I'm just like...
Are you in the middle of your bit?
I'm just in the middle of my shit.
You engage with her, though. She came and sat down, and you went, oh, who's late?
Well,
You went, oh, someone's late.
No, because my instinct... Yeah, right. My instinct is to, like... just fucking be like, you're a fucking stupid mother. Like, how dare you? Well, you don't think I'm gonna get angry? Like, to take it seriously and get actually angry at that, because that is a wild thing to do. But I was like, I've just gotten to a point where I go, what would doing that help? Like, I go, well, I was just really nice about it. I'm like, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled. I was just like, that's okay. Yeah. I don't care.
I'm gonna leave.
And then she was meeting up. And go home. She was meeting up with a a bunch of her friends that like they work together.
Just more hot chicks.
It was
more hot 20.
It was a bunch of hot chicks, bunch of hot 12-year-olds.
Just like in some bar in Bushwick, was it? They got tickets on Eventbrite because it was 2 for 1.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then so then I say another thing and it doesn't do well, and one of her friends goes, "I liked it," and I go, and this is what I said.
That is pretty funny. I'll figure it out. Like this where do you guys all work? The Opinion Factory?
That just killed me. It's not a good line at all.
It's the worst line I've ever heard. It's almost actually so bad that it's not even funny how bad it is. Like, it's almost so bad that it's made it funny and then bad again.
Yeah, I go, where do you all work? The Opinion Factory?
Oh, yeah. Nuh-uh. Yeah, I know you are. What am I, huh?
It's so funny when you just don't have the strength to handle a bomb or a heckle anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes they say, and then you just go, listen, all right. And I'll just do a little joke. And you just go on to something else.
Yeah.
I'll just move on to something else. It's like, this is exhausting.
Yeah, especially when it's in like the middle of a
Come
joke.
check me in Tulsa, Oklahoma last weekend. I guess,
oh, really?
Well, I guess by the time this comes out, but
shows were fantastic.
no, that's going to be a bear pit right there. That's not where you
Where are
want.
you playing?
The loony bin.
Oh, nice.
I'm so
I've been done
crazy.
that. Oh, waka waka doo doo, yeah.
Lock me up.
I'll
Trans kids should not be. I'm saying stuff.
Is that what they're like over there? The Oklahoma loony bin?
I don't know. It's just called the loony bin. It's like, ooh, it's the Mad
So
Hatters.
funny,
It's like,
yeah.
these guys are nuts. Watch out, he's nutty. He's gonna say he doesn't appreciate oat milk.
I'm gonna be I'll be in Seattle November 1st and 2nd at the Comedy / Bar. Wherever that is in Seattle.
I just did a Seattle weekend too. It was pretty brutal.
Seattle is
Where did
brutal,
I do?
dude. I like Seattle, but it's
That
like,
area of the world's
it's like
nice.
dark.
It's just bad for stand up, I think, is it?
You think so?
I don't know. There's not really major clubs or anything.
It's very it's very like left.
Yeah, but I like that part of the world. The country was that's like a nice part of the world. It might be a bit
Seattle?
That area is.
Why
nice.
do you like that?
I should
I'm
forest, outdoorsy, that type of stuff.
Right.
A lot of
You
lakes
like
and
Maine?
hiking. Maine
Like
is
Maine would be
great.
good?
Maine is quality too. Yeah, but although
You
it's
like hiking?
yeah, I'll be into all of that. Anything.
No way.
Get out, hike, kill,
I
get
hate,
attacked by a grizzly bear. Which is my fucking favorite thing to do. I've never done that. I saw a video of a guy who shot a grizzly bear in the fucking head. It was great.
Oh,
They're
I
in
am
Alaska.
so down for videos where people make it out of grizzly bear fights.
Oh, how about this? I had a theory about this with world, and I talked about this for literally probably about an hour on my Patreon. So head over there, and if whatever, it's a good conversation. Start again.
Okay, so here's a little sneak preview.
Well, my theory about this is like with people who are suicidal, and I understand when you're suicidal, you kind of don't really want to do anything. For sure, right?
Right, you feel like
you
there's
barely
like
want to
dark
muster up the
cloud.
energy to kill yourself. You don't even want to write the letter.
Yeah.
like that must take a lot to write that letter too.
Yeah, where you're like, oh,
I know. I did. But I would have to sit on that letter for a year.
yeah.
This is my final thesis. This is
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
handing in a letter.
Yeah, your suicide note is a manifesto.
As a part 5,
Yeah.
it's like the Lord of the Rings.
You go,
bro.
I fucking hate all you hacks.
and old
Yeah.
women in comedy get too much
Yeah.
respect.
That would be so
I don't
cool.
give a fuck you enter your menopause. You're not good.
I would love to, instead of doing a suicide note, do like a ring, like a note around like the Ring of Sauron. Do you know what I'm
Okay.
talking about?
Sure.
Like it's just like a cool thing that someone could wear.
Okay, that's
This
not
is
bad.
like goodbye from Brendan.
I was thinking about this. I do it like a suicide podcast, where it's like instead of and suicide note, you're like, this is the pod. It's the
Yeah.
final episode. It will be released for free.
Good luck.
It came out a couple of days early on Patreon.
Good luck not getting buried by Instagram and all that shit. They would never promote that.
Well, they won't promote it, but it's
The
like just,
SEO.
you could work it. It's just bleeped out all the time. Someone had to come along and help you.
Non-aliving. Non-aliving myself. Unaliving.
an unaliving letter.
Oh my God.
But my thing is, why if you're gonna kill yourself, why not go out killing yourself on some sort of an extreme cool thing? Like go for a hike where there's grizzly bears. See if a grizzly bear can maul you to death.
Right.
See if you can fight a grizzly bear off You're gonna die anyway.
Right.
Don't just do pills. Go swim with some sharks. See if you just don't get eaten by the sharks. Something.
Yeah. Well,
go up to a big black guy in the hood. Say something to him. See what happens.
Go do some prank videos.
Do some prank videos.
Wear red in a crip area.
Yeah.
Yeah, like do whatever it takes.
I came up beside a bull. I thought you were not talking about red.
Well, these guys.
Crips and bulls are just, they hate red, yeah.
Well, these guys that like go and they do, and their version of a prank is wearing like a full red Nike Tech like outfit with like the matching sweatpants and reds and being like, "What's up, blood?"
Yeah.
To a guy that's like,
they go, "What's up, cutie?"
You know I'm a crip, right? Yeah, they're like,
"Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me."
Yeah, don't. And they're like, well, and then they're like, "We got to get out of here. Just push that until you're killed."
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can do
But
that.
like you said in the beginning, it's like
The effort of that.
The effort and the energy. If they had the effort to climb a mountain and get those endorphins, maybe. I don't know.
All I know is, and there was this story I read on Reddit that I don't know if it's true, but I really hope it is, about some kid. He was going to kill himself. He went down to Tijuana to get some pills. So he was down there for the weekend. He bought some cocaine and some Quaaludes. Got a bunch of whores, brought him back to the hotel for the weekend. He just partied his balls off. And then by the end, he said, "You know what? Life's worth living." And he just came home.
I think that's great. I think you should be legally allowed to kill yourself. And I think people should.
Let's go, euthanasia, baby.
And
we are sponsored by euthanasia. I'd love to run an ad for you. Fucking.
I always thought that meant
suicide helpline.
Youth in Asia.
Suicide helpline.
I always thought that was about pedophiles.
The kids in Thailand.
Yeah,
sure.
I thought that was about the kids in Thailand.
in Asia. Whoa,
the youth in Asia.
You're like going into some clinic. Are you sure you want to do this? Never been more. You gotta sign NDAs and stuff. So this won't get out, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you to cut some stuff. Hey, can you take that out?
And yeah.
Has anybody asked you to take anything out?
Yeah, loads of times. It's a pain in the asshole.
It's such a pain in the ass.
And you just go, I promise you, this ain't coming back to bite you. You're better off doubling down and flooding the market with horrible stuff. It makes me
like stop picking certain people to come on my podcast.
Yeah, because they just get a little fucking
Yeah, where you go.
But who's the people that are doing it? Like, my guess is when you had Joe List, you just said, right? Like, my guess is that he's not, like, upset about stuff. But
he did not ask me to cut out a damn thing.
Because he's 95 years old. He's been podcasting since they invented it. So he's like, has he said it all?
The man's,
I've heard him say the N-word on podcasts. There you go.
Years.
There's a little Joe List game for you to play. Go find the ones where Joe List said the N-word on, they used to say it a lot.
Oh, yeah, on YKWD.
Yeah, on Tuesdays with Stories.
Well, I don't want to be a rat.
But this was the good old days. Hey. This was 2015 when we didn't give a fuck. This was the good old days, bro. Wasn't that fun back then?
No.
Okay.
I didn't like it. Because it never felt good. When it comes out of me, it's like... It's nobody's laughing.
Fair enough. But let him go. Look, but again, anyone that's like someone like Joe List who has a bunch of shit out there, he kind of doesn't. He probably won't give a fuck.
Well, like all of us, Joe has done a million podcasts. Like
exactly.
I'm fucked already. I'm going to hell.
Exactly.
I can't be rescued. Like my sins can't be forgiven.
Yeah, I've had some stuff though with a certain thing. Sometimes if someone brings up a question though, and I don't want to talk about that certain thing, they'll ask me something about my life, and I go, I don't really talk about that. Just like, sometimes I don't talk about family members and stuff because I don't think it's not my story to tell.
Exactly. They didn't ask.
So I'll just say that I'll go. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know. So if someone did something like that to me, sure.
Totally.
But usually if someone's like,
you got what's your parents' names? Where do they live?
But usually for me, it's always like, exact some bullshit. What's your mother do? Like,
what's
what
your
do you
sister's
care?
name?
Usually someone's calling fucking Ellen DeGeneres a dyke or something, and then afterwards they go, whoa.
I'm
got my Disney packet. I'm working on my Disney packet.
Dude, fucking, I'll get emails from people that are like inquiring about whatever sponsorship or something where it's like, ooh, this is kind of nice. And my first thought is, am I being pranked? Is this some sort of prank?
What else do you think?
I'm like, this is someone
being pranked?
who listened to Colum's podcast and they went, hey, we're calling from Chase Bank. We want you in the commercials. How's $2 million sound?
This just fell on my lap. Kevin Hart pulled a muscle in his leg. He cannot do it. Do you want to be the face of a Sapphire?
Yeah. Do you want to be the face of the Delta card? Yes. And you'll get free planes forever.
I'd love to be a fucking Delta boy. I'd love to get some free fucking Delta shit.
Yeah. Is that the card you use? You
I'm
use
the
Delta?
I'm the Delta boy, but I'm moving to the other side of the river. I'm going out to Jersey now.
Where are you going?
Getting out of here, heading to Jersey, getting out to the suburbs, bro. Being a hunting
When
man.
are you? When?
The end of the month.
End of this month.
Out of this month, yeah.
You're moving
moving, yes,
to Jersey.
to Jersey, getting out of here.
When are you gonna?
Well, it's
start?
only started. It don't take long.
Well, good on you, because my anxiety would be like, start packing.
Oh yeah,
This wouldn't be here.
that should not be. Most of this shit should not be here.
That
Anyway.
thing with the lava lamp and the books,
Yes.
and the
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
the fuck that triangle Illuminati thing you got going on.
Yeah,
that
I
would all
don't
be in a box.
All of that stuff should be just burnt to the ground. Though. That's all just like naturally chicks just slowly.
Where
start,
in Jersey?
Well,
You don't have to say.
be like an hour from the
We
city.
don't want to Matt Rife you.
No. Not right. So he said, I live next door to the big mosque, and he gave the exact location.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, my address. I live in Rhode Island at 123 Fake Street."
North 77 Point Short.
He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "But don't come and harass me."
I don't. Yeah, let's just talk about that actually, because I don't know if people know about that. But Matt Rife went on Are You Garbage, talked about his new mansion that he bought. He gave far too much information, and then they doxed him. I guess the people at home.
Yeah,
but
rough.
he goes like this. He goes, "I moved to Rhode Island."
Mm-hmm.
He goes. I'm 20 minutes from the airport. My
Okay.
house cost. It cost.
Yeah.
It cost a certain. No, he said. He goes. It was at 80 plus acres. So people are just like,
They're
bro,
like, "Oh, that's the old."
how many houses a year? Like literally, if you just typed in 80 plus acres sold in Rhode Island per year, there's probably like 7. I'd say like at most.
Right. They go, "Oh, he just said the farm that fucking old man
Yes.
Samson used to be
Oh,
on."
20 minutes from the airport farm.
Right. I think I should have stopped after 20 minutes from the airport. I think you could say 20 minutes from the airport and not get a general sense.
The airport one fucked you. I think that the airport's also a fucky you.
Yeah,
Like,
just say Rhode Island. I mean, even
Rhode
saying,
Island was a
Even
lie.
saying Rhode Island is too much, because that's such a. Is that a small state?
tiny. Isn't it the smallest in the country?
Have you been to the Rhode Island Comedy Festival?
I have not.
It was fun.
It's all right, is it?
Yeah, just because it was like I went with a bunch of like friends. Like it was a good hang. It was like Feeney, Irene Morales was there.
Irene.
It was good. Irene.
Where's she? What's she up to? She fucking disappeared.
She's doing stand up and stuff, and her
In Florida or
boyfriend-
something?
Her boyfriend works on a bunch of really cool stuff, including tires. He like did something for tires, or I don't know.
Nice.
Doesn't matter. But yeah,
Which
it was a good hang. And Rhode Island is. Have you been to Rhode Island?
Yeah. I've been loads of
Fucking
times.
cool. It's
Island's great.
nice.
Yeah, me and my girl go a lot. She went to.
Yeah, next time I'm there, I'm gonna fucking find Rife's house. Man, that sucks.
Go knock
I
on
get
the
it.
door.
I
Yeah.
get it. Because comics were so like. Blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
Anything could
And
maybe.
then everyone else
have-
has to dial it back in. Going,
Yeah.
relax.
You kind of forget to be like, oh, I shouldn't like say.
It's gonna be so hard
Where I
If-
live.
If my girl ever got pregnant, you're supposed to like wait for a while before you tell anyone. It'll just be me on a podcast being like, "Oh yeah, pregnancy. Well, but
Yeah, I go. My chick
No,
threw up
no.
today. We think she's pregnant. Okay, I'll be in Seattle November.
Don't tell
1st.
anyone, guys. Still early days.
Guys, don't. No one listens to this. And,
you have to go back.
You still get a couple thousand people listening, and you're like, no one listens to this.
yeah, she has a miscarriage. You go back and edit it out. You got to just like bleep out the fucking all the references.
Yeah.
You didn't mention it on your podcast, did you, babe? No, I just gotta go.
I gotta go.
I just have to.
Here.
I need to have a shit. Where's my laptop?
Fuck. Oh shit, fuck. click.
Oh man, do you ever remember the Rogan? Obviously, Rogan had the N-word compilation.
Yeah.
I went around, and that was one of those videos too, where it
Yeah.
was like after about a minute, you went, oh, this,
Yeah.
we're not. This is going on.
I know, where it's like if you see N-word compilation and then you look at the time and it says 15 minutes,
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
oh god.
But that's the problem with this is you do so many things, you're talking so many times, you got to do whatever. Once they do a compilation of it, it does seem like that's all you talk about, and you go, actually, a lot of it's dribble. Actually,
Right.
a lot of it's fluff. It's not all killer.
Yeah, it's all we're really just doing this to clip farm.
If I said the N-word every 4 episodes, that's probably about 15 minutes worth of.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, dude. Yeah, he's like, Chappelle's his guest, and he's like, He's like, he said it 15 minutes worth of compilation just in that episode.
Oh my god.
Hey, Dave, what's up?
It must be tough to be someone at that level, though, no matter what you do. Because we're just talking, literally, we're just talking horseshit right now. Sort of, there's no repercussions, there's no whatever. And there could have, but if we were both fucking that famous, what we said so far could have been like,
I have no empire to protect.
No,
you know what I mean. I feel no need to be like, have a PR agent in the corner of the room standing there.
Look, we are the losers of comedy. And I hope that doesn't offend you.
Well, speak for yourself.
We are the losers of comedy, bro. There's the Tom Segurs, there's the retards on Kiltony, and then there's us, okay? and we're below the cerebral palsy guy. Can't do a minute.
We're the people. We're not too right. We're not too left. We have no reason for anyone to listen to us besides charity.
Yeah, perfectly boring and right down the middle, so that neither side likes us.
Hey, we just like a good joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we work hard enough, but also not too much to really grow.
Right. If writing and working hard gets in the way of my Black Myth Wukong playing, I will not do it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No reference at all. Sorry,
damn, I should have went with
some
easier
sort of
reference.
Some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh type of thing. Some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh game show. It's
a game for PlayStation.
Some anime bullshit.
Where you play a monkey man.
You play a monkey man? No.
Yeah, I've been playing it like crazy. Anyway. Yeah, that was supposed to get a big laugh from you, but I should have said.
All right, well, I've got to do it again.
I'll do a different one. Oh, you do?
I have a.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, do I?
If it gets in the way of my Black Myth Wukong playing, thank you very much. Oh, you guys,
they like that. They like that one a lot.
I went on a little too long.
Turn on them.
What other sounds you got? Turn on them? All right, yeah.
Even in this fictional audience, fake. He goes, why are you laughing so much?
Yeah.
Is my fly undone?
There are some times where I'll be like, why'd you laugh at that?
Truly, yeah.
Where you're you're just kind of like appeasing, like you're like following the rhythm and being like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is annoying. But what can we complain about? I mean, really?
Yeah,
I'd rather bomb.
It's for sure. I remember I was at a show with, Mike Rainey from Dad Meat. Shout out Dad Meat. And he was on stage and we were just down the back watching him. And we were laughing at his jokes. And he goes, what are you laughing at? Is my fly down? Like, that's and we're like, no, I laughed at the joke. And he goes, oh,
such a funny line. If he just kept saying that on stage, like he gets a big laugh and he was like, what are you guys laughing at? My fly down?
No, but
I bet that would get a big laugh again.
But apparently one of his biggest fears in life is to be on stage bombing, essentially. But everyone starts laughing because his fly is down. So they're all laughing at him and not with him.
That's one of his biggest fears.
I guess so. He's always.
That's
worried.
A big.
He's afraid that his fly's going to be down, and they're all making fun of him.
That's such a rare, like, unique kind of situation to happen. Like,
laughs a laugh.
You have to. Yeah, laughs a laugh. You go. Oh. I was bombing on stage once at Broadway Comedy Club, and I itched my balls because I was so just like not even caring to make them laugh anymore, that I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like just subconsciously I itched my balls because my balls were itchy. And someone in the front row went, did you just itch your balls? And I was like, guys, you're not giving me anything. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care about this.
My adrenaline isn't going enough for me to not notice that I have itchy balls.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. That's fair. But I guess, I don't know. I don't know. It's all fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I might just go back to just construction. Just go back into
You used to do construction?
Yeah, loads forever.
Terrible. Were you ever in jail?
No, I never spent no hard time in the clink.
You've got could have been in clink energy.
Could have been this fucking.
Well, you could have like.
Says you with the tattoos. Looks like you did them yourself. Fuck me.
Please.
If that's not a prison face, if that's not a prison hand right there.
I look like I'm like
no.
I like run a book club for like books only written by feminists.
No, you were coerced into the Hell's Angels at one point, and then you found the light.
I wish
you fell in with a bad crowd.
Speaking of Hell's Angels, have you heard about this situation that's going on in Aurora, Colorado?
No.
Where apparently, and who knows if this is real because this is all TikTok news, but there's Venezuelan gangs, and like, what are those called? Starts with an M.
M?
There's a bunch of them in New York now. know what I'm talking about. Not like Mexicans, but migrants. Thanks for your help.
I had no idea.
Stared at me laughing.
I thought you were going to hit me with a slur or something. I'm on your own.
There's two types of people in this world, okay? There's the people that when you look at them, you go, what word am I thinking?
The M's.
They try to help you.
M's?
They try to help you.
I think about like some gang, some Mexican gang,
you.
like the fucking Latin
there's
kings.
You that just fucking, I go, Scar, help me, brother. And
I actually thought you were talking.
Grabbed my paws and threw them.
I thought you were talking about MI5 or something. I literally thought you were talking about gang.
M15s.
Yeah,
no,
M15.
but migrants, like gang migrants. And this could just be, again,
It's just in Aurora?
Chinese propaganda from TikTok. But China's China.
We can all do one. We can all do it.
We can all do Donald Trump. It's so easy. So they're these migrants that are taking over basically like these apartment complexes in Aurora.
Yeah.
And the Hells Angels, like a big group of either people that are Hells Angels, and I'm sure there's a couple of fucking old, end of life crisis dudes that are like, I'll put a leather jacket. I'll be a Hell's Angel. I'm sure there's a lot of like fake ones going.
I've always wanted to be a Hell's Angel.
Exactly.
My wife died. Barbara died of cancer.
But
the kids are off. Their kids are grown. Yeah.
And it's like the same people that wear like military uniforms and go like January 6th.
They're cosplaying Hell's Angels.
Exactly,
in their 80s.
cosplayers. But anyway, big storm of Hell's Angels, either legitimate or not legitimate, are heading towards Colorado.
Can we track them like
Aurora.
fucking like Santa Claus flying across? we can track them.
You go look where they are.
Go to sleep, but the Hell's Angels won't
Wow.
come.
Yeah. So they're going to like have a big a big war.
Get comfy.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
You want a little
now.
cushion?
No. Like a big war in Aurora right
Between
now.
the who was
Between
it? Venezuelans?
The Venezuelan migrants.
Fucking migrants.
And the Hells Angels. Like they're gathering Hells Angels. They're driving their motorcycles to Aurora. Hells Angels are coming in.
Yeah.
And they're just going to have a big all-out war in Aurora. And I'm sure the cops are not happy about this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, fuck it. Well, someone's got to do something. But the Hells Angels, it was kind of such a crazy group, wasn't it? In terms of...
So now the Hells Angels are on TikTok and they're putting a bunch of like... they're like updating
the world we live. They're downvoting things.
Yeah.
They're leaving nasty comments. That's the world we live in now with gangs.
I'm a Hells Angels and this episode better get good.
Boo earns.
I was saying boo earns.
Tim Dillon let himself go.
Oh my God,
Do you
bro.
get that a lot?
You know what I get? I get Tim Dillon let himself go. I get Feidelberg let himself go.
Fair enough.
I get this guy looks like a more retarded Shane Gillis.
Oh yeah, I got that guy.
And that's pretty much it. But I get Feidelberg like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm having him on my podcast, and I'm like
to
confront him about him looking like me,
a less retarded version of me. Guys, that is unoriginal and hacky. Leave some comments with some new opportunities to make fun of Brandon.
Just think of new stuff.
Whatever. What do you call it?
Think of new stuff.
It was, I'm guessing, lesbian lunch lady type of thing. They say that a lot. That seems like something they would say.
Seems a little like
I'm guessing what they would say. I'm not guessing what I would say.
Yeah, you would say that. You're one fucking notebook away from being one of these freaks.
I could do it. I could dust off the old fucking.
I could see it in you with a fucking Guinness going through YouTube podcasts, listening 10 minutes in and going, "This guy sucks."
Brutal.
Yeah, just commenting on Lewis's podcast, being like, "Lewis needs to stop doing." Real ass podcast and really put it all into Story Wars.
Yeah, Story Wars is it, and Lewis should leave Story Wars. Yes, Lewis should kill himself for the good of his child. Lewis should just set an example for his child and blow his brains out. All right, give Colum your car.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm so glad that you fucking picked up a notebook.
That's so funny.
That's
but I could
one
see
less troll out there.
But for sure, here's the thing with comedians, and I kind of wouldn't even fucking begrudge them. There's got to be comedians out there with burner accounts that
of
are
course.
just ripping the fuck out of you.
All
the time.
I wouldn't blame them.
And you know what? I kind of would like let me dip my toes for it. It's such a dirty well that I couldn't
name you. I mean, that's like you're creating a whole different identity. I would be scared. I'd put like my VPN on or something. I'd be scared of it. I'd be like
Sagdaddy.
Yeah, I go Trolley McHaterson.
What you got to do is you got to make it actually a play on your real name. So then they go, why would I be so stupid to do my own fucking name?
Right. I knew a comic that did that. Now that we're talking about this, I knew a comic that did that, and I confronted him. It was this guy that I used to hang out with when he was in New York. He moved to LA. His name was, and I mean, maybe cut that out because you don't want to get sued or whatever. I mean, I'm not really talking shit, but I remember he made a fake account and was oh no, it wasn't. So okay, never mind. Never mind.
Don't cut that.
It Eric, was a guy.
Eric, go back there and don't cut that, please.
It was a guy. Named. Do you remember this guy? Do you remember him?
No.
He used to hang out.
Of course, I'm aware of, but I'm not aware of this.
Do you remember this guy, Dana Carvey?
There was a dude called Eddie Murphy, and he was a pretty good.
Eddie, well, I ever do my my comic and a documentary about stand-up impression for you, where I go, there was a guy, his name was Sam Kinison. Nobody knew who this guy was.
Okay, let me get. Do I talk here? I talk to the camera.
Yeah, wearing a fedora.
You got to.
Wearing like a bowler cap.
It was the 88. It was 88. It was in New York. There was a new club called the Chuckle Fuck. That was where it was at. We weren't trying to get famous. We went like these kids today, trying to get famous with our Tick Snap and our Instagram. Yeah, that bullshit.
We were at the Comedy Store.
It was just the funniest guys.
This young guy came in. Bro. His name was Jim Carrey.
Here's the thing. There was funny people, and then there's back of the bus funny.
This is literally an impression of Barry Katz that we're doing.
I like Barry Katz. I like Barry's intro.
Yeah,
like, if fucking Hansel and Gretel was personified.
This is exactly something he said. This is verbatim something he said. He was like, I went to the Boston Comedy Club. There was a kid being the bar back at the Boston Comedy Club. That kid was Louis C.K.
That guy, yeah. So I always tell everybody, you too could be Louis C.K.
I'm telling the comics that are washing my apartment for free that, you know.
He goes, yeah, massage my feet.
They go, Barry, can you at least pay for lunch? There was a guy who never asked for lunch. His name was David Spade.
You know who never asked? You know, I learned a lesson in this business. You can either be the comedian who washes my feet and asks for money, or you could be Louis C.K.
I'd be like, wait, I want to be the other one. I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be that first guy.
Yeah, Barry Katz just has them all washing his feet.
Yeah, he goes, there was a young comic that used to take out my trash and watch my dog. His name was Daniel Tosh.
Yeah. Who's the guy he fucking found? Who's the fat guy who survived the car crash from SNL? Black guy, fat, like chubby enough.
Tracy
Morgan? Yeah.
There was a guy who used to come over and fuck my wife while I watched.
I'm gonna fuck your wife, Barry Katz. Barry Katz, I don't want to fuck you.
Morgan
That's kind of it, yeah. I'm gonna fuck your wife, Barry Katz. It's kind of my Down syndrome impression. It's not
That's horrible, yeah.
You do your fucking great one then. Please, whip it out. Show me what
now I feel pressure.
What you've been cooking back there.
Liz Lemon. Nah, that's not good.
We'll cut all of this, Eric.
Yeah.
We go to the ad read. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the show. I'm just letting you know about some road dates where you can come see me perform stand-up comedy, not only in America but actually all over the world. Upcoming shows I have are Tulsa, Oklahoma, Batavia, Illinois, Skankfest in Vegas, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Burlington, Vermont, Galway, Ireland, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Cleveland, Charleston, Charlotte, Raleigh, North Carolina, all for the rest of the year, and then when we're done, we're done. All right, thank you, and back to the show. We have to go listen to some. We have to go listen to. I'm gonna make you pregnant.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you pregnant, Barry Katz.
Barry Yes. Anyway, so Barry Katz, whatever.
What the fuck was I talking about before we started talking about the stand-up documentary?
Oh, your friend who had the trolling. The guy who was trolling.
So there was a guy. His name was... all right.
Okay.
Which is already horrible. And... we should cut out his name because I'm really going to say some You know what? Never mind. I can't because I don't want Eric to have to cut something out.
Eric will cut it. I'd rather him cut it than you fucking just
anyway,
dead end us right here.
You're right. I'm not actually going to...
Don't say anything incriminating.
I'm not going to say anything
Was he like
incriminating.
touching kids or something?
No.
He was DMing children.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
He wasn't doing that.
Actually, a good prank to do would be to create a like a catfish of a famous comedian and then start messaging children.
Yeah.
So I create a Sam Morril and go, hey guys, I got hacked. This is my new, and then I start DMing children.
Right.
To expose him.
That's great.
That's a troll.
Slowly, like that South Park episode, just get everybody locked up in jail and then the fucking inmates will run the asylum.
That's exactly it.
We'll get all the guys now.
Yeah.
Put in jail, and then they'll be like, "We need more comics."
That's exactly it. That's exactly.
But this guy, he made
then I'll be funny.
made a fake troll account and would troll me and troll other people, and I was like, "Dude, this is so obviously you." I like called him out.
He had a very
for it.
specific thing.
I was just like, it's because I remember bringing it up to him, and he was like, "Huh?" Like he was like, "Oh." Yeah, I know this guy. He was like,
oh yeah,
he's
what a jerk.
such a genius.
Oh, is that what he said? What a real he's not like the other trolls. He's actually funnier.
Yeah. You go, well, he's saying some real stuff, you know.
That's fine.
I think he said something in the troll thing that I've heard him say, like verbatim, where I'm like, oh, that's a shared opinion. You little fucking not a pedophile.
A very specific thing about you, Sagalow. It was like you didn't pay for lunch one time. And you left a comment.
Yeah.
Sagalow's the type of guy who wouldn't split.
He doesn't leave the tip. He doesn't leave the exact tip that you leave. So he makes you look.
Sagalow
he adds more to the tip and makes you look bad.
Sagalow rounds down on a $21.95 split bill. Yes. He's like, what the hell?
Yeah, Sagalow will split the bill even though he got the cheeseburger and a soda and I got a coffee.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't blame it. I just don't blame people going out there having a sort of anonymous count and just going, I'm gonna wreak havoc on these fuckers. Especially people you know. That would give me a lot of fun to be like just leaving horrible comments on.
Yeah, it would really
like Lev's stuff would be just so fun for me.
Yeah, I would go.
He's a good Lev. He's a dear fat friend, and I would love to leave some comments.
Yeah,
like,
Lev is great. He got mad at me for. I do this thing on my podcast, and I bet you're, I bet you're guilty of this too. But sometimes I'll say something that is supposed to be funny, and I just want to shit on my friend, and I say it with such a serious face that they don't see that I'm kidding.
Yes,
like Lev, I was talking to Corinne on my podcast, and she says something, and I go about Lev, and I go, Lev sucks. And then I moved on. I was just trying to be funny. And he watched that episode. He was like, let me support my friends. And I get a text message. He goes, Lev sucks, huh? And then on his pod, he was like, look how serious your face is. I'm just like, Lev sucks. And then we moved on. I was like, no, it's supposed to be funny because, I'm just
fuck
shitting
him. He
on
does.
you.
You do. You does suck.
Lev, you suck, dude.
Yeah, just facts are facts. Lev sucks.
You'll never be the guy.
And
that
he also, but what did he say? I bet you he tried to spin. I know how that fucking dipshit does. He probably spin there like, dude, I was watching your episode. I was supporting you.
That's exactly what he said.
No,
that's exactly what he said. You thought I'd support a couple of my friends.
No, he fucking quickly went transcribe, search Lev, nothing, moving on.
Right.
That's what he does all day for his morning routine. It's like Andrew Huberman, but he's him searching his own name and unlistened to podcasts.
He just listens to podcasts. He's like, once again, they didn't mention me. His eyes are all red. He's like, I'm going to get one. I did.
And then he gets something. He has a whole team of people. Lev, I think we got something. We do? Put it on the big screen. He has a whole squad. He's not joking.
Yeah. He goes, it looks like a screen from the Bourne Identity. It's got a bunch of pictures and states.
Let's do the opposite. Let's give him compliments, but obviously, really sarcastically, like, oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Is that better for you?
Yeah. He's like, he goes, once in a lifetime talent. I will say this. I, like a bitch, did text him after he confronted me and was like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I was just kidding,
Yeah,
dude.
of course. Well,
I didn't really want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, people miss... Yeah, it's good to do that shit. You got to just ring him and go, look, man, it didn't come across like that, but we didn't.
Whatever. So are you stressed out about that you're moving at the end of the month?
No, not at all, no.
Everything's still on the walls and all
I'm
this?
an easy I worked in moving for a long time. I got this.
Who are you getting to move?
I'll probably get Racine. Help me out.
Bro.
Some other fucking...
What you should do.
What's going on here?
How many followers you got? Who cares?
Yeah.
What you should do is hit up these moving companies that want you to tag them in stuff and be like, I'll tag you in my account, move everything for free, and I'll just make 3 posts about your fucking moving.
Isn't that just like a 20% discount or something?
I don't know.
I don't think it's for free. I think it's a discount that they give you.
I know people that have done it that
they got it for free.
they got it for free, or they're telling me it was free.
No, they didn't.
And
get
they're
it for
lying to
free.
me.
That's crazy.
Well,
you still got to tip the guys out. You got
you got to tip the guys out, but you give like $100 to a guy
listen,
instead of like a $1,300 move.
I know. I have this couch for years. I know how to wrap this couch. They don't know what they're doing with this couch. I go up and down the stairs with my eyes closed. They have no idea what they're talking about. I'll have this place spick and span, baby.
Wow, I can't believe you're.
I worked in moving for years.
Are you gonna get a dog? Is it are you moving into a house?
Yeah, like in the suburbs, in the house. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, big, huge.
Nice house?
Yeah,
big, huge?
Nice, big, huge house. Yeah.
Show me pictures.
No, I cannot be doing that.
Why?
I'll show you after. But
we're not gonna bring it up on here.
Hmm?
We're not gonna be like, check it out.
Let's not get into the ins and outs of the home decor.
How far are you from the airport?
From which one? Newark.
Newark, I'm 10 minutes away.
That is the problem.
We're moving into a motel.
Now I'm gonna have to fucking fly in and out of fucking Newark like a fucking farmer.
Oh, that sucks.
After all my loyalty to Delta, getting all these free flights,
so Delta's not at Newark.
Delta is in Newark, but it's nowhere near as good as American Airlines.
Damn.
Because American Airlines has like whatever, so many flights a day. Delta has half as many. Whereas if you're on this side of the river, you got LaGuardia and
JFK.
Yeah, so I'm always in and out. And I know LaGuardia, I know it like the back of my
all the
cock,
points that you saved up in Delta. And
I can still use those
over.
points. Those points won't accept. It's the fucking status stuff.
Yeah, Delta is like a way better plane too. Yeah. American Airlines sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just fly Newark and get connecting flights all the time, just constantly. Forever. Yeah. Just the connecting flight guy.
I'm doing connecting flights going to Skankfest.
Yeah, well, of course, because it's fucking costs. It's fucking outrageous.
I know.
What the fuck is wrong with these idiots?
I know.
Have
it in New York.
Stop doing Vegas.
Stop doing Vegas.
We've completed Vegas. There's nothing new.
Yeah.
No one comes back and goes, "Great, I'm glad I was in Vegas," because I didn't get to experience a fucking thing about Vegas.
You can get whores in New York.
Literally do it in Boise. Who gives a fuck?
Boise?
Anywhere.
Boise would be nice.
I think
Maine.
I think festivals. This is the way I view a good festival.
Here we go.
A good festival should literally have an impact on the local economy to a degree where it's like the hotels are booked out because the festival is in town.
Right, like Montreal.
Yes, like the actual everyone around there experiences a fucking thing.
They all go out for it.
And it's actually a pain in the ass for the locals because it's like there's traffic and shit. They're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Whereas Vegas wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
If Skankfest didn't take place, no one would even it's like 1% of a difference.
Right. It's literally just for the branding purposes of it.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. It does have perfect branding. Skankfest in Vegas is like, it doesn't get any better than that in that sense.
Yeah.
But
when I have my festival, it's going to be in Boise. The Boys Festival.
What are you going to call it?
The Boys.
The Boys Fest?
The Boise Festival.
Oh. Are women allowed?
Girls also allowed.
Girls in the smaller stage.
Some chicks allowed. Some cool chicks allowed.
The smaller stage will be right next to the big stage. And we will be putting you on the same time as our big headliners.
Absolutely, yeah. Just get you crushed.
You go, okay, so my name is Sarah, and introducing Andrew Schultz.
Joe fucking Rogan! Joe Rogan, Lucy Gay, Andrew Schultz.
They're doing a live podcast.
Meanwhile, it's the female only stage,
and right next to the.
You're performing I'm performing on the cricket stage at 7 o'clock.
I'll tell you what, I would sit there for the ladies, okay?
Of course you would. You're a fucking cuck. Right? That's why they all fucking rip on you in the comments, because you're a fucking man-hating whore. Okay? Let's not forget about it.
I'm a man-hating whore?
You're a man-hating whore. You love the women. Even though they're getting on her. Don't they ever get on your fucking case about that?
About what?
Just being a fucking...
They get on my case about everything.
Well, like what? Licking your hands?
They're just everybody. No, there's nothing I can't do that...
Licking your hands.
I know. Well, this was well deserved. I got coffee on my hand, licking my hand and rubbing it on my pants. Well deserved. Well deserved.
About what?
But if you
give me one example of me doing.
Tell me one thing I did that's worth shitting on. Fix my hair, pick my nose and eat it. Tell me one thing.
Get off my case, lady.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Were you looking in?
I'm trying to. I have an email for questions from the Patreon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we always do this. We did this in the last
I forgot
one.
about this. Am I in the shot? Hello.
Oh yeah,
Hello.
these are all. This is a brand new batch of fucking questions.
Let's get some questions.
What do you got tonight? You got some spots and shit?
No, I'm doing B and Ian, and then that's it, and then I'm done.
Yeah, at least you feel like you're working, even though you're not. Like, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
feels, yeah. The podcast's at a great level of terms of, I did something today. I talked,
Right,
talked
yeah.
about pubes for an hour.
Yeah.
In my dwindling fan
Yeah,
base.
yeah, and then, yeah. And then I went back home alone.
Yeah, because right now it's going to take me a lot to just not get high as shit and sit on this couch for the rest of the night. It's gonna.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'll probably,
Once this is done?
I'll have to send this to Eric.
Okay. And then get high on the couch.
I got shit to do on
Watch
the
some
computer.
TV.
I got some bullshit to do.
Yeah, the weed's a reward. That's how I
but
look
it's
at
just so like
it also makes doing work so much better.
Not me. I can't do that. I can't work and be high.
Really?
No, I'm the opposite. Some people have been like, oh, I'll smoke a joint and I'll get down to writing. I smoked a joint and then I go, all of that is pointless. I'm just on a sit here. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing anything.
All of that is pointless.
I can't do that at all. I cannot do anything. If I'm high, it's like, get
I
away.
took an edible before I got here.
Did you? Woo!
Yeah, I took a 75 mil.
Solid, dude.
Milligram.
But it
Not 75 million. Million milligram.
you set the record for the highest man of all time. But surely
Cool.
there's a thing, because I have these edibles here that they're supposed to be 200 a pop, but like I took like 3 of them the other night.
Yeah, I think they're nerfed or something. I think they're lying
They're
to
skunked.
us.
I think it's diminishing value. It's like you can only get so high from a certain number, and then it starts to dwindle off.
I'll tell you what though, those things fuck me up because I was at someone's house who had those exact ones. Are they the little peach rings?
Yes, exactly.
They're 200.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and he said the same exact thing. They're fucking nerfed.
Yeah.
There's a limit to this.
I like nerfed is such a good expression.
Yeah, it comes from video games.
Oh no, I didn't like that. Now I thought it was like
It's cool.
no, it's not. I thought I was all on board, and then it was one of you playing your little Zelda horseshit or
Dude,
whatever.
ever since I made the connection that if you didn't pick up a fucking notebook, you'd be a troll. It's like all I can see. It's all I can see. Anything you shit. Video games suck.
Video games are no, they're good, but they're kind of a waste of your life. You know what I mean? But whatever.
I mean, they're fun. It's like
I
going
guess
to
they
a
are
fucking
fun.
game or some shit.
But it's not.
It's like building a puzzle.
I guess you could argue. Yeah, but I'm not going to judge your horseshit, right? But it is horseshit. Just make no mistake about it. It's just your horseshit.
There is nothing about your life that makes me go, I should listen to him.
I'm moving house. I'm not having a panic attack about moving out. I'm doing all right. I'm doing good.
There is nothing that you got going on.
I've got it solid,
that
dude.
makes me go,
no. Yeah,
hey, maybe listen to this guy.
You should. I'm crushing it. Are you kidding me? Have a look.
You are crushing it.
I got myself a rich fiance.
Emotionally, I don't know.
Who's forcing me to move to New Jersey?
What was I gonna fucking say though? God damn. The Nerf video game. So I took that. I took one. I was like, whatever, and I took it. I was fucked the entire day. I was like, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, but sometimes they're like that. Sometimes they're not. It's like
I loved it. I had spots that night, and I was like, "What's up, everybody?"
Yeah, I'm not a good high stand up at all.
Really,
the high stand up is one of the things that can, not always, but I can really bomb.
Take a hot bomb.
I can take a hot one because it just everything is wrong.
Right.
The beats are wrong.
Yeah, you kind of get off beat. I get that.
I'm not saying high at the right pitch or whatever. Even from the beginning, I come out and go, oh, and you're like,
right. Well, it's only really good if you have your act pretty much
Memorized?
Well, not memorized, but you're like confident in it.
Yeah,
you're like I got a set that I'm really confident in. It gets laughs,
But
and then I'm like, and then that's the best because when you're super high and you're doing your like, even if it's just 15 minutes, and you're like, this is my killer 15.
Yeah.
You're like, me, not you.
Yes,
I'm just saying,
for sure.
I have room to like fucking riff and da 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 da, and like
Yeah.
just like try to push the shit. Because then if it starts bombing, I go, well, then I got this next joke.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because then you got to go get locked in back into the...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think the worst experience I ever had probably with drugs or whatever on stage was I hosted a show at Skankfest. I'd done acid.
Oh,
I was supposed to
God.
just do a spot.
I was on that show.
Yeah, you were on the
The-
spot.
the dark-
Yeah,
the dark
yeah. That
one,
was a
right?
whole fucked up one. So I show
know.
up. I'm on acid. I'm like,
Everyone was on acid.
I'll just do my spot and bounce, and then they go, Lewis isn't making it, you're the host. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oof.
No one really explained the rules to me and or the audience that day. So I went down, and I was like, okay, the audience has to be
Well,
blindfolded.
explain what the show is.
So it was called like In the Dark, and the whole idea was the audience is blindfolded.
all the lights are off.
All the lights are off.
And
as
the
much as they
comic
can.
is blindfolded
And the
as
comic is
well.
blindfolded. By the way, that was never told to me
Right.
at all. So I went there hosting,
yeah.
telling everyone to put on their fucking mask. And I was fucking around in the audience, like slapping people, having some fun. or
That's
whatever.
funny, yeah.
And then I'm hosting too, and the crowd were
Slapping people.
or whatever. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like fucking
You're
with
just
them.
touching them. You're going,
Yeah.
you have a bowl of spaghetti, and you're going, these are guts. I'm about to put your hand in this brain mush. Yeah. Like, oh God. And they're like, this is the scariest show at Skankfest.
There's mice at your feet.
That's fucking hilarious. Like the Muppet ride at Disney World.
Yes, exactly
You're like
what-
pumping in. Ooh, there's spiders on the ground. You have like you're pumping air into it.
Or at Skankfest, you're just with a water pistol. Some fat woman is squirting in your face.
Yeah.
And
It's,
they're like,
oh, rain's coming.
Yeah, so I did that shit, and then I'm about to bring on the first guest, the first comic, and I just sort of done crowd worky bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I went, well, I got to do some jokes because it's kind of crazy to bring on an act and you haven't done any real jokes. So I was like,
Especially in this circumstance.
pretty much
yeah.
any show, I think it's like the host should be doing some fucking jokes. To
Do
set
some
them-
jokes.
Do
Yeah.
some jokes. So I'll do the fucking last 5 minutes of jokes.
Yeah.
But the transition from like just fucking around to like here's a joke was so unnatural and fucking felt so filthy and dirty.
Right.
And especially on acid, I felt like,
Right.
you know, I felt like, and I was like, so the other day I was at a party and this thing happened. And then I
Right.
kept going, oh, I wasn't at the party the other day. This is years old. I kept like,
but that had to be killing too.
they kind
right?
of liked it, I guess. But then people weren't sure if they weren't sure if I was like pretending to be on acid or was on acid.
You told them you were on acid.
I told
though?
them I was
yeah,
on acid.
You got it.
You got to
You
notice.
got it. You got to tell them you're on acid because and that's what you do. Like the only time I've ever done drugs like that on stage and did acid was at Skankfest.
Yes.
And I did I did a set, but I had to be like, I'm on acid, and it wasn't the blindfold thing. And it was a normal show, but it was like, I'm on acid. There is literally nothing I can do that will be a stand-up thing. And like it was actually doing well. People are like, this is funny, where I'm like, I can't talk about being at the mall.
Yes.
I can't talk. I was just talking about why I can't do stand-up.
Yes, exactly.
For 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, thank you.
And then the other acts have to follow you. Like, oh fuck, what?
Yeah.
I'm on all the apps.
Well, I saw that that dude Dylan who worked at
Mulvaney?
Gas. Mulvaney. Yeah,
she's doing
that's fucking hilarious.
She's doing stand up now.
Oh really? Oh, maybe I can open
Yeah. Of what?
my butt. But that guy Dylan
For her dick.
he was on that same show and he did acid. So it was like, it wasn't even like I was like a unique person being like, I'm also on acid. But he did it and he was trying to do jokes and it was really
They can sniff it off.
sniff it right out of you.
but-
But he's like, he's going,
He's just
dating is
so
like...
I grew up in Des Moines, and the thing about Des Moines
This guy
is...
loves Des Moines.
Yeah,
You fucking love...
I said Boise. I said Des Moines. I'm slow.
Oh, yeah.
Just so don't be fucking putting words in my mouth.
That was fun, though, that blindfold show, because I was sober. I was like, whatever.
You were completely
I was like maybe high from a blunt or something.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
was like...
Because you did it.
Kim
Ali
Congdon did it, I think.
Yeah, Ali Makovsky did it. So when I brought Ali out, she came out with a blindfold on, and I was like, oh. I was like, wait, you supposed to have a blindfold or something?
Well, they told us you have to wear the blindfold and walk out. That's how much they're not really thinking.
They never told that
there's
to
a
me.
stage. You're walking out. You're not just walking out. There's a stage. Like, you have to be able to stop yourself from walking off the stage. So I walked out with the blindfold in my hand, and then I put it on. And
But this is exactly. But this is the problem with festivals, and it's not their fault by any means. You can only do so many shows where it's 8 white guys talking about being fucking having erectile dysfunction or whatever we do. We do.
Well, honestly, and like the irony of it, if you know that whole skank world and all that stuff, which I'm sure everybody does.
Legion of Skanks, shout out Legion of Skanks. Go check it out if you haven't.
But like that whole world, this festival isn't very like, it's not just white. It's like you're not like, wow, look at all the white. It's not like a gag that it's like, look at all the white comics with only a few minorities. It's like, there's so many different people at
There's a lot of diversity hires at the festival for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah, for sure. I get you. I'm picking up.
There should be a show called at Skankfest called Diversity Hires, and it's like all these different. That would be.
It's
so
all just white women.
Funny. Yeah, it's white women, black guys.
No, there's no black guys. No, it's just white women.
Oh yeah, and we.
Oh no, they got hair on their merit.
And unfortunately, your show is going to be at the same time as the bigger guys, and we're going to put you right here. So,
but they're like, diversity hires. That's so funny. It's just white chicks. Like, what about this black guy? No, he got here on merit.
Yeah.
No, all the black guys got here on merit.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
But these festivals, all the shows kind of become very similar. So it's just like, again, you
gotta think. I think the blindfold show is a great idea.
That's when they start doing it. It's like, we're not have the blindfold show.
I think that's awesome because
we'll hang you upside down show.
That would suck. You're like trying to do jokes with all the blood in your head. You're like, I was at the mall the other day.
Yeah, just vomits running down your nose. You're like,
I gotta piss. It's coming up your face.
Let's do some of these questions, folks. And don't forget to check out the Sagdaddy Podcast and his special Thin Lips on YouTube. AJ, do the Irish have any unique hangover cures?
Get a little whistle there.
The cure. Sometimes I do.
You're like a gold miner.
I'm just
a prospector.
I'm a real.
They're like, well, I'll tell you one cure. It's open them hills.
Do you want me to keep riffing on this?
Sorry, I'm feeling very riffy.
No, not really. It's the usual shit all over the world. Keep drinking.
What's your hangover cure?
I don't know if I really have one.
I honestly don't. Power through.
The only thing that works.
Here's my secret. I don't stop drinking.
And the old hair of the dog is a solid one. The problem is this: the hair of the dog sometimes it can work actually to your benefit.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
The hair of the dog.
Like, you have one fucking beer and you're like, I'm kind of back,
dude. Yeah, that hangover brunch. You have a couple of bloodies, and then next thing you know, you'll have a beer or two watching the early football game.
Sure, get drunk again.
Get drunk again, and then if you get to bed early that night, it's not as bad. The trick is.
Yeah.
The hair of the dog. This is the hair of the dog trick.
Yeah.
You just can't get as fucked up as the night before. So you can go fucking rager on a Friday, bring it down on the Saturday.
Right.
You got to bring it right down though. You can still get buzzed, heavily buzzed.
Yeah.
But if you get fucked up again, Sunday you're in for a world.
Sunday you're like the fucking Hulk.
I can't do. I'm dead now. In my age, like if I do 2 days like that, I'm fucked.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm like depression, not leaving the hotel.
Yeah. And
fucked.
I would say hair of the dog is like is maybe the healthiest way to do it instead of like. Well, I guess that's not true. You can do like
absolutely the healthiest.
You can do
way.
like an IV drip of water or whatever. But like what I used to do,
ring a doctor to come around to your hotel and inject some bullshit in your leg.
What I used to do, which is this is the be all end all cure for I think this shit. I'm making it sound like it's crazy and it's not crazy. drink fucking 2 glasses of water and take 3 Advils. I've never woke up with a hangover after that.
That helps a lot. If you can preemptively help.
Right. But you shouldn't be taking Advil all the fucking time.
That's true. Yeah. But
tastes so good though, that little sugary coating.
Yeah. I suck on it like an M&M.
Yeah.
I like to get the outside for the shell first.
Yeah, I go,
work on it. Savor it. That's a kid's thing.
Yeah, it's bitter like ecstasy.
Sometimes I'm like that with edibles though as well. If you have like you go, I'll have a little more of the edible, and you're like,
yeah, you eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I'm on an edible right now is because when I was going out, I was like, I was looking at my edibles and I'm like, I definitely want to take one later. And I go, well, do I bring the whole bag with me in my pocket?
No.
Do I bring my little man purse around for like a couple of podcasts, which sucks? Or do I just take one right now?
I get it.
And have my little inside pocket carrying it. I go, this is my purse now.
I get it, but I'll tell you what, and this is probably where addiction comes from, but I'm a devil for throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah.
I'm a devil for it.
I'm like, let's
I
fucking
love
go.
just should we do an edible? And then you go, no, yeah.
I thought you were actually offering.
No, I'm just saying, I like when someone says, like, should we do like the edible? And they go, no. It's like, let's do 2, will we? Fuck it. Like
yeah.
That, like, I'm done it. That gets me. Whatever that little moment of just saying, fuck it, let me do all this right now. Let me make a horribly reckless decision.
Yeah, there was a time.
I love it.
Me too. There was a time me and my Canon, we used to just hang out like every day and we would go bounce around to spots together and just like if I had some spots, he'd come with me, blah, blah, blah. But we were just like, especially after doing our podcast, once the podcast, we were like, that day was over, he'd go, do you want one of these edibles? It was like 100 milligrams of like tough shit.
Yeah,
like if those
heavy,
are nerfed,
heavy shit,
these are like, they were like, woof, where I knew it's the only time I actually got myself to be like, I can't do that one anymore. I was like, I just can't take those anymore. But we used to take them and just like, I was like, yeah, fuck it. Maybe I won't get as high as I thought as I was before.
Yeah, or I'll just be fucking high and
right.
Like,
not even thinking maybe take half.
Yeah.
Take a little bit, bite a little bit.
Yeah, the thing with the edibles too is that when you start to get to that phase where you're like, I think that was a little too much, you're already in there.
Yeah, you go. You know what?
That's the same way. I need to shrooms, Molly, acid, whatever. Sometimes you go, whoa, I kind of don't want to be here.
There are some highs, and this is shrooms and edibles for sure, and acid, where like it feels like you're on some sort of like ride where you're like, here it comes, and you're like, oh, and then it goes down. You're like, whew, that was a bad one. You're having like contractions, like a pregnant lady. I'll take an edible and I'll be like, and I've learned that where I'm like, okay, this is just going to be a couple of minutes. It's not forever. And I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
God damn, it's so much fun getting fucked up, though.
Yeah.
It's just the best, isn't it?
I know, I miss drinking.
I need to try do some sort of like a 90-day pure sober thing. Like pure sober, just nothing. No weed, no booze, no coffee.
You can't do that. You don't go cold turkey. You wean yourself off.
But I'm constantly not drinking.
And just stop one. Like, don't drink for 90 days.
I've done that. Maybe.
And then take the weed out for another 90 days.
I know, but now you're doing 6 months of no drinking. That's crazy. I'd rather just. I think I just did a 30-day cleanse. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did smoke weed.
What are you running from?
I'm just always trying to just.
What happened?
What do you want me to do? Just be like you? What do you want me to be? Be like just a fucking piece of shit?
I'm a perfect example
piece of shit
of a specimen.
75 milligrams before the biggest podcast of your life. No wonder the needle's not moving, bro. This is what you're doing. You showed up late because you were snorting edibles.
Needle's moving, baby. You're gonna get that Sagalow bump.
I had to do the drugs, otherwise I would have had to carry them.
That really is what it is. It's like, well, do I have to hold it?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta do this, or I could just pump it into my veins.
Like when people have a bottle of water, they finish the bottle of water so they can throw it away. You're like the bag of shrooms.
Yeah, I go, I don't want to hold this bag.
Anyway, yo, fuck your stupid hangover question.
I thought we got a lot of mileage.
No, we got mileage out of it, but it was a bad question. What is your
be drinking the entire time? Be drinking water. You do 1 beer, 1 water, 1 beer, 1 water, and then when you get home, 2 glasses of water and 3 Advils. go to sleep. You'll wake up feeling perfect. Next question.
Yeah, the solid one. All right, here we go. This one seems like a fake question.
Okay.
But sometimes this one's from Brandon.
Oh, you got my question.
Brandon.
Oh, okay.
Brandon. Not Brett.
That's my
Brandon. Oh, that's the thing.
That's my my troll account.
Brandon
Sagalow.
Sometimes I wake up and I just don't feel like going to work. Preach, brother. Does that happen with comics? What happens if you have spots or a gig and you just don't feel like being funny that day? Oh, welcome to the prison.
You end up pulling it out of you for the most part, I think.
Okay.
I do. There's some times where I'm like, I really don't feel funny right now. And I'm like, it's never like, oh, I don't want to go up. It's like, it's like I'm gonna bomb. Like, I don't feel good. I don't feel funny.
Yeah, sometimes you get that.
I'll feel bad for these people.
Dude, when you do the Thursday night of a weekend, when it's like, that's the lightest night.
Although
you've just traveled.
When you're, I mean, for us, yeah, but when you're selling tickets, when you're pushing tickets, the Thursdays are fucking awesome because they're like real comedy fans.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, some of those nights where you just go, this is going to be brutal. Or if you ever
Friday late show,
or if you ever have to do the Sunday after a long weekend, where they tag on the Sunday because the Saturday went great, and you go, tonight's going to be terrible.
You go, no Sunday.
Why did we add Sunday?
No Sunday. Make them no Sunday.
Fuck off.
Return the tickets.
Sundays are not happening. Yeah.
Sunday is the most time I ever feel like I don't want to do comedy.
Yeah, for sure.
Sunday is when I'm like, I just want to like chill.
Well, the spots in the city are more of a fucking drag. If it's a fucking Sunday, you have one spot, it's 11:30,
right,
and you've got nothing else going on. So then that's just hanging over you for the whole day. Then you got to go in, get home. Other than that, it's like, I'm sure it's not the fucking.
Do you have any?
The thing is, people go, well, that's your job. It's like, I know, but it's a fucking low-paying, tiny part of the job.
Right.
That one show on a Sunday where I get $25, if even maybe,
is
not my job. Actually, that's kind of just me. That's like going to the fucking gym, kind of.
Right. And you're getting like, yeah, especially like when you do new jokes at the Cellar and they give you $15, and you're like, wow, you're like, that the most feels like this is lunch money.
Yeah, of
you're
course. All that shit money. Is not, yeah.
Do you have anything when you like feel that way, or when you feel like, do you have anything that you're like, if I do this, it'll make myself looser, and also if I do this and it does well, I know it's going to be a good show.
Like, will I do it? If I do
that could be two separate questions.
Like, if I do a joke and like,
is there a joke or some sort of thing you do?
If they like that, they'll like this one.
Where you just go, if they like that, this is going to be a good show.
Yeah, kind of, but it's never a guarantee. But
like
I do have certain stuff though. Well, I've got certain stuff where I go, will they like this?
Right.
It's usually, and it's usually towards the end of the show. Anyway.
Right.
So it's usually where they've already proven to be good. So then I'll be like, okay, I think they'll like this part.
Do you have like an opening riff in the beginning that will make you feel comfortable or anything like that?
Sometimes I'll make fun of it. I'll often make fun of the room for not being busy.
So that's like one of those things.
I think I often go up and go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry there's no one here.
Yeah.
Often.
And if they laugh at that, you're like, all right, we're going to have a fun time.
If I can kind of just break the wheel and go, look around you folks, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm a loser. And that's but you have no friends either. So that's
but that's true. You have no friends, so you can fill the room up for me.
Sometimes I'll do that. And,
sorry. This is your fault.
What was your? Oh yeah, but
or like kind of a joke that you're like.
But hey, look,
stand
up is different. Stand up is always like, I'm tired. I don't want to leave the house. This is going to be a shit show.
Right.
And I've also performed so many bad, shitty weekends constantly that it's more like the constant of like.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck,
in my life right now, and people. I actually think it's always funny because when comedians ever talk to each other, we all just talk about the times like, I just had a brutal weekend in this city, and like this heckler did this, and I bombed, and all. We always just talk about how shitty our life is, and it's so funny to us. And then when you talk about that on the podcast, going, guys, listen to how bad my life is, they all go, stop complaining. And you go, well, all the comedians you like talk about this all the time.
They're also right about that. I mean, there is. It does suck, and there is stop complaining. So you're like, what are you gonna do? I
guess just stop complaining, but
it's just fun to talk about.
It's fun to be like.
It is fun to complain about.
It's fun to say, hey, I went all the way to Seattle, and they canceled the show on the day of, so now I'm just stuck in Seattle. Like, that's a fun thing to say to someone.
It's just like, it's talking shop in a way, because like you there's another person that does this unique thing that you do, or not unique, but like just this, like, it's like this it's just our job. So you see
I think
someone
complaining about your job is fun, though.
Yeah,
I always think that's
it's
funny.
so fun.
I like hearing,
especially with what we do because it's so
I
humiliating.
like hearing about people having terrible times at whatever they're doing.
There's not a lot of jobs where you're complaining about how publicly humiliating it is.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're talking about, oh man, I just fucking ate my dick for 20 people.
Oh, and it's an hour set. It's
oh
long.
my god! And for some reason they're adding a Sunday.
And
and I can't say no because
I need the time.
I need the money and the time.
No matter what, this is still better than not doing it.
Exactly.
Oh, I actually, now that I remember that I was bombing recently somewhere. And at one point, I just turned around and go, if you've ever met a comedian, or you've ever had questions for comedians, one of the biggest questions, what they always goes, what do you do when it's not doing well? And this is that moment. This is what, I said, this is the moment that you tell your friends about. I saw it.
Right, that's a good line.
I got a good line out of that one.
That's a good
line.
line.
And that got him to laugh, but it also didn't save the fucking show. But
no.
I just remember that now. Yeah, going. A lot of comedians, a lot of people ask, wait, what's it like when it doesn't go well? I go, come to a few shows, you'll see.
Right. There's also some things that
every fifth show.
There's some things that I'll do that if not only will they not like it, like not only will this not be a good show if they don't like that, I'm burying myself for trying it. Where I'll come out and I'll be like, what's up, motherfuckers? Everyone's like, hey, and I'm like, you guys ready to die? And then I'll go, pew, 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 pew. And then if that doesn't get a laugh,
oh, I've seen you do some silly shit.
I know, I like being silly.
You go up and do some silly skits.
I try to be as
you pretend to slip on water or whatever.
Especially when the fucking show sucks. If the show sucks, I'm like, I'm going up as loose as I'm just gonna be like, bang, 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 bang.
Absolutely, yeah. But anyway, in terms of having a real job going to work, I don't know. Do you know what I do miss, though, about having a real job? And it's weird. Look, there's pros and cons to everything, but not having like a real boss breathing down your neck and all that type of shit.
Right.
I know, I understand. I've had real jobs longer than my whole life, shitty jobs. But there is also that element of that job where it's like you show up, there's a definitive timeline, and there's definitive instructions from someone else, and you haven't had to put those instructions together.
Right.
There's something genuinely peaceful about going to a job and the guy goes, oh, this is what you have to do for the next week.
Oh,
and then you just go, oh, great, I'll just follow your bullshit.
Yeah, and when I'm done, I'm done.
And I get to bitch about you making me do this. And when I'm done, and I go home, I go, man, I wish I was a full-time comic. And then when you're a full-time comic, you're going, I don't want to fucking edit these clips.
Right, and you're like tired all the time, and you're like, what the fuck? But it's also it's awesome to not have.
It's awesome to
have that.
It's awesome to not have some little Ecuadorian man scream at me.
Yeah, being like, I think you.
Colum, are
you sure you're not getting those papers in? You got to get those in by Monday, okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm working on it.
I can't imagine.
I am doing it.
My girl has an office job, legit corporate bullshit, and she's often telling me about the issues of like emails and is that too harsh and this, that, and the other, and I'm always just like, I don't think I could live a day in corporate policy because I just walk up and go, what's up, bitches?
I know.
But what's up, fags?
Yeah,
you walk into the office.
There still are those like, does this email sound good conversations where I'm like, does this sound good? And I'm like letting this person down or something like that. Like, but it sounds good, right?
Yes, sometimes I'll do that if I'm emailing and it gets all a little too corporately bullshit. I'll throw in like a sort of a wacky smell yous later. Yeah. Just to remind everyone.
Smiley face.
Just I'm the clown here, okay? Corporate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Tell the boss I'm still clowning around.
I'm still the funniest guy in the office.
So look, obviously loads of comedians don't want to do their job every day. And sure, have a look at even the fucking Netflix specials that people phone in. People retire from stand-up and they're having a good, and then the phone rings one day and they go, hey, we'll give you $1 million.
And
then they
go, do that.
I'll dust off the old fucking boots.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
why not? I haven't done stand-up in 15 years.
Exactly.
Why not do a big special?
Why not just shoehorn it in? Look, I get it. Hey, it is what it is. But every job kind of sucks eventually. You know what? The only way you can be happy is by in here. That's
right in your heart.
Right in your heart.
It's also something. It's like no matter what you're doing, I think this probably happens more with more typical office jobs and stuff like that, where like a bunch of time just goes by. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh shit, I've been here for 10 years.
Oh, in terms of life?
Yeah. Where you're just like, oh man, shit, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy.
Where that happens with us too, I think. Like I'll feel that sometimes, and I'm like, whoa,
all the time.
14 years.
But
Jesus.
I think I've also been true. I've been doing stand-up long enough now that I've felt that element of like, oh, I thought I would have been more successful by now for the years I were doing it.
Right.
So like about 4 years in, I was like, oh, I thought I'd be so much more successful. Then you get to 6 years in. Now I'm like 12 years in or whatever it is, probably more than that, 13, where it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna feel that every year for the rest of my life now.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
that's not a new feeling.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's a part of this. That's so
just
funny.
how I'm going to feel continuously forever.
Yeah, you go.
So it's not even a shocker.
Yeah, it's like it's like a lot of those core things where you're never really truly happy with what you got either.
No, never.
Where you could be like, you'll always feel like, yeah, but I didn't quite make it yet because I'm not the biggest star in the world. I'm not Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Like, I bet Adam Sandler feels that way too, where he's like, what else can I have?
Yeah, I don't know. He might be the only one that has it all put together.
Yeah.
He might be the only one out there who's just fucking...
Did you see his new special?
No, I didn't.
Dude.
Good?
Yeah.
Is that how many has he
awesome.
released now? Is that...
That's 2 on Netflix. But I think he has like albums and stuff.
No, but like, and since he came back, kind of. Because
2.
That's only 2, because the last one was great.
2 for 2. I'm saying that. I love.
What was the last one called again?
100% Fresh.
Yeah, and then he had the song about like leaving the house, and there's like wallet, keys,
Yeah,
phone,
exactly.
whatever. And then it's like
Yeah.
iPad, and then,
And this
that,
one,
like, that was great.
This next one is really good, and he like
I'll check it out.
purposely adds things that fuck up the show. Like at one point, a dog runs out on stage, and he's like, "Whose dog is this?" Like he like makes it seem like it's a shitty gig, but he's still killing, and he's still so funny.
Well, he's one in terms of, even though he's a super famous, super rich man, he's somehow, whatever way his style is, he can still just make silly jokes.
Yeah,
he's able to like hold on to it.
Yeah,
some people can't hold on to it because that's not necessarily their style.
What do you like an angrier style, maybe?
I don't, more like just about life. If it's like much more storytelling stuff,
right?
I think, I don't know. Yeah, there's just certain people like someone like I'd imagine is like, unfortunate for them, is like, do you ever have a joke about something that's really fucking nerdy, probably, but like, you're like, I can't really do these jokes because
I did it on this podcast.
Exactly.
I said the black myth Wukong thing is
black
so fucking
myth,
nerdy.
Wukong, the black myth Wukong.
You got it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're not gonna. You might have a great 5 minutes on that, right? But you're not gonna do it at the New York Comedy Club because chances are no one really knows what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, but I also feel bad then for the other guys on the flip side when they become super rich or something like. So it's like Tom Segura might have 5 minutes on Ferraris. That is one of the best material I've ever heard. But no one knows about Ferrari, so he can. He's a prisoner of his own fame.
Right. Yeah. You are like sitting around all day looking at things that maybe other people can relate to that you think are funny.
Yeah.
And then when your life gets to that fucking echelon, you're like, nobody is experiencing this right now.
I think I heard, and I feel bad because I think I might have been, I don't know who it was, it might have been Tom Segura, but they're talking about something about when you go into like rich stores, they like give you free alcohol or something like that. And he's like talking about that, and I was like, oh, do they?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
If you can take that idea and like make it, I don't know. Yeah,
you really got to be like, guys, I'm telling you what it's like up here.
Yeah, a little bit, but you're like, how do you even make a ton of that funny? Yeah, you're like, so I was on a jet, and because then everybody's immediately like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't fucking.
You maybe got one joke in you that's like, I'm bigger than you, like I'm better than.
Anyway, fuck all this.
Richer.
Stand up is gay. I'm saving my money for Raytheon. I'm investing in Raytheon, the arms manufacturer. How do you do that? Anyway, I'm done.
I don't know. I do not know how to invest anything.
If anyone has any information, is there like this is what I'm thinking. You know, people are always complaining about like the government and they're using their taxes for war and all that stuff. So here's my theory, right? You have money, you're going to get taxed, okay? Mm-hmm. And then that money, the government gives contracts to companies. They give the contracts to companies so that they can like get arms and stuff like that, like arms manufacturing or whatever.
Okay.
So now I just need to figure out a way to get my money into that company So then I'm getting like dividends. So like I'm getting my taxes back slowly. Sure, it's getting filtered down, but it's coming back to me.
That's smart.
That's what I'm thinking.
You're saying invest in the military, basically. Invest in the company
or disabled kids bombs. Or whatever wherever the money goes.
Right. But
Puerto Ricans on social welfare.
I don't think you're right. Yeah,
like a dominoes tournament.
Could you do that?
So somehow I get my taxes back.
Yeah. You're like, it's passive income. It's better than passive income.
Yeah, it's my taxes. It's just a loop, dude.
Right.
It's like
everything's free.
Yeah, it's like hydroelectricity, dude. It's just a loop of coming back into me. Yeah, I swear. There's got to be something.
I bet that's fraud.
Oh, is it? No way.
I don't know. Dude, have you been
You don't think Nancy Pelosi has like fucking bunch of money in Patreon?
100%. And I think that is against the law. In some way.
It's not.
Isn't there in it...
The law of our
What
hearts.
is that called?
Not legally.
It's what fucking
Insider
Martha
trading?
Stewart... Yeah, insider trading.
Is that what she went to?
No, she did taxes, I think.
Okay, she did some tax avoidance?
I don't know.
Tax evasion?
This is above my payroll. Have you seen, speaking of this, like investing in money and whatever, people are doing this check fraud chase glitch thing.
Oh, I saw something where they all stood in line like dipshits for fucking an hour.
Yeah, and then they like
that goes viral every few years across the globe. I remember that happened in Ireland.
I know somebody who did that, and now they can't have Chase anymore. And I was asking him about it. This was like 2 nights ago. I was talking to him. I'm like, did you see this? He's like, oh yeah, I did that. 10 years ago, I did that. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, you didn't think you were gonna get caught? And he's like, no, you think you put in the money and they're fucking up. You know? I'm like, they're this huge company. You think they're just gonna give you $10,000?
Also, here's the thing: is like you just need to see another 20 people in line to go, oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
we're not fucked.
Yeah, you go.
So what was the recent one? So Chase had a glitch in their bank. I just saw photos of people standing in line.
So yeah, that's what it is. So it's the same thing. You write a check.
Okay.
A fake check.
Okay.
But also, what's fucked up about this one is people are using their accounts with their debit cards. Like it's not like
so they wrote a check
stealing.
to themselves. You
write a check to yourself, and they think it's like a glitch. They call it a glitch. And you write a check to yourself. You take the money out before it's processed, and then you have the money.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Okay.
But then everybody's
like
seeing
fraud.
like minutes later. Yeah.
Yeah, but
like days later, huge amounts are being like negative $2,500,000. People are like, "Oh my god,
this guy's just covered in like he's just like in some hotel with some whores either side of him."
He's like, "Oh shit." He's like,
"Yeah, just a huge big pile of coke on a table."
What is your return policy, ladies?
I'm going to Bank of America. I will not stand for this,
dude. That's what he said. I'm talking to him last night or 2 nights ago, and he goes, "Yeah, now I can't have Chase, but you know what?" He's like, Bank of America is where it's at, and I'm like, you don't get to you don't get to have an opinion on which one is better.
The ethics of the
don't really have a choice. You go, Chase can suck my balls.
Yeah, all the guys in prison.
Like America sucks. It's like, no, you got caught murdering someone and you're on the run.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I wanted to leave.
Nah, freedom's overrated, bro. I love the prison system. Yeah. Fuck that, bro. Yeah, well, look, go for it. Why not? I do love a con. I love a scam. I love a con. I love a cult.
I hate it.
I love all the stuff out there.
I don't mind cults.
You like a cult?
Well, part of me feels like a cult. A cult is wrong.
You're from a very culty region of the world. You know that?
New York?
Well, the tri-state area-ish is
culty.
That's where all the cults originated. Upstate New York. That's
cool.
The most amount of
cults.
What
about Texas? They had one of the biggest cults ever.
I know, but that's usually where they settled or something. But they all start, as far as I know, upstate New York-ish is like the mecca for most amount of cults started in the world.
I could see
there's something in the air.
Yeah, cults are wrong.
Sad, gullible
when
individuals.
It comes to like wanting to kill people.
Cults are great actually until eventually the guy starts like fucking kids and shit.
Yeah, they start taking like all these wives and shit.
Giving someone direction with their life, forcing them to lose weight.
Right. Right.
Just getting them on some horrible.
What's the difference between that and fat camp?
For sure.
Whatever helps you lose that weight.
Yeah.
And fit into these
They're
tight
doing well.
white Levi's.
They got these like teenagers from a troubled home. They're looking for somewhere to stay. Come stay at the commune. I'll teach you how to grow fucking
You're a troubled
carrots.
kid.
We want to learn how to grow carrots.
Whatever people want to do.
It's all good until
but
they
it
eventually
does take starts taking people from their families and shit.
That's when it gets weird. It's like, hey, you need to work today and you don't get paid. Then it's silly.
Yeah.
There's a chain of coffee shops all over America that are ran by a cult.
One like a friend of mine who I still talk to, and we don't ever talk about this, tried to get me to join a cult once.
What?
She was in this cult.
Get her on your fucking podcast immediately and talk about this shit.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, but you're friends with her, right? It's kind of.
She's in LA.
Get her on your podcast. Patreon episode right there.
We'll talk about it. She was in
some chick in a cult.
I don't think it's as interesting to have her on because it was like a very small piece of her life. She was only in it for like a couple of months, but
that's loads. What?
But she was like, yeah, it's really awesome, and everybody's together. Like she was in that, and she was like, you should try to do it. And I was like,
of course.
I was like, well, what do I got to do? And she was like, she was like, it's like, okay, it's $600, and I was like, I'm not spending $600. So I'm not even going to spend any money. I thought we were just hanging out.
Yes.
Like, I thought this was a hangout, like with like pool tables and stuff. And she's like, you guys spend. I'm like, I'm not spending any money. And so I was like, I'm not going to do this. Like, thank you, but I'm not going to do whatever this is. And she was like, she got so offended by it. And she was like, come on. She was like, let me ask you something. She tried to like pitch me.
She hit you with the.
She was like, having the best life in the world and being centered, does that interest you at all? And I was like, oh God. I was like, get the fuck out of here with this weird
icky
scam
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Well,
that woo-woo scam.
You know what the problem is too? She was probably fresh. She was still fresh in the company.
She was in it.
But she was. I'm like that with politics sometimes, where I'll hit them with like, because I'll know like the first 2 lines of the spiel.
Yeah.
And then someone asks an extra question, and I go, well, I don't know that much about Israel. So after that, that part of it, I zoned out towards that part of the article.
Yeah, because we love to cosplay as people that know about politics.
Absolutely, but I'll know 2 lines of a fucking of an article.
I wouldn't. Yeah, as soon as numbers start getting up, I'm like, don't even want to talk about it.
I think most politics is literally just actually being good at arguing. The point, rather than like being correct, it's like, oh, I know the counterpoint to whatever bullshit you're saying.
Exactly,
because I've been through this argument loads of times.
Yeah, and being able to just, I guess, understand what they're talking about. Like the president is the person who can understand what everyone's talking about the best. Like I made it up. I made it all the way up to politics.
Yeah,
I'm King Politic.
Yeah.
That would be if I was president. I would go, everyone needs to refer to me as King Politic. Okay, I won.
Not bad to bring in as king.
Yeah.
Do you hear about this? Well, we got to wrap it up. But do you hear about that 2025 stuff? What they're talking about? What is that?
What?
Project 2025 is what everyone keeps saying about. Is it some sort of like ethnic cleansing? Are they planning on some ethnic cleansing in America?
God, that sounds like a Star Wars thing. If that's what it is.
A little bit of ethnic cleansing?
What was that? Project 66 or whatever is in Star Wars?
I don't know.
Damn.
Fuck.
That's
I've heard of Star Wars though. We're getting better. We're getting closer. We are getting
starting to get to things we both relate to.
Jar Jar Binks. I saw that one, and I never watched any of the other ones.
Yeah, you watched the only racist one. You were like, I'm checking that out. Oh, crickets!
Ah!
Hey, crickets could be laughing. We don't know. They're so small that could be laughter. What's that? Like a record stopping.
And then there's one of them is like the Puerto Rican air horn. Hold on.
See, now the point of it, I love to hear your sound effects, but I wish you'd use them in a way that was perfect.
It's. You wish I was perfect? I wish I would. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Instead of just going, here, check this out. I
know, but it turns into a thing. You don't want to engage with the board. The board's a dangerous toy.
Right. It's like AI. You're like, you don't want it to learn.
You don't want to overpower the board. No, because you can drop a fucking whole bunch of shit in the first 10 minutes, and then it's just like,
yeah, and then you're like, okay, well, I guess we'll talk about the ins and outs of stand-up comedy,
which we didn't really mean to do, did we?
I just love talking shop.
Well, I guess
there's some parts. I
think we were talking.
It does get douchey and boring.
We were talking on a humane level. We're talking about how we're bad at the job and we bomb a lot. That's fun. And we were talking about doing drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, like the old days.
Talking about how much our life sucked and we bomb a lot.
Right. Hey.
Well, we don't bomb all the time. It's just that's much more entertaining than being like, yo, I crushed last night in fucking Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, cool for you.
Yeah, I crushed so fucking hard.
Boys.
Can't wait for you guys to hear about it.
Someone came up to me and said, "Hey man, I saw Tim Dillon last year. Not as good as you."
So I get
said
on
that to me.
stage. It's already roaring applause. The comic that comes out,
No, you got to do the opposite.
Rob
You go,
Schneider.
Guys, I went on stage, crickets already. The host sucked.
Funnier.
Feature sucked. I had to dig a hole.
I had to get out of a hole.
Straight, hey, and I usually wouldn't say this, but I just said, "Hey, give it up for those two hacks." Bang, straight
Right.
away. I got him.
At that point, you should just be getting blown while you're podcasting.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not a bad idea.
It's a little hook.
And look at us, just two guys in a room coming up with a great idea about blowing.
We should just be fingering each other's ass on a pod.
Dude. Millions of views this would get if we just started fingering each other's asses.
Not a bad little. What about just ain't? All right, how about this?
What's
Here's a pitch for the pod.
all right?
They're like anal beads of some sort, vibrating anal egg.
I'm in.
Yes.
Stop digging, you hit gold.
Okay, and we all have them in.
You have struck oil.
We all have them in, and then every time you do like an unfunny joke, it goes it vibrates.
That's not a bad idea. I thought you were kidding, but that's not a bad idea.
It's not the worst, like the bomb bandana, but it's your.
Yeah, you go, ooh.
Oh, my G-spot.
Everybody's wearing fucking dog collars. And they're like, you have one bad bomb.
And you love it, so you're just.
Do we count it? Do we count that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, one person loves it.
You
They're
love
like,
it, so you're like.
knock, knock.
The Opinion Factory?
Oh, fuck.
I don't think you heard me. That was really bad. Louder. Harder.
Get it? The Opinion Factory.
All right, everyone. Thanks very much. Support the Patreon. Patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. Bye-bye.
Thin lips.